This is How America Was Stolen, Episode 49. It begins with a truth that cannot be measured on maps or in courts, the long shadow of trauma. For centuries, Native people endured forced removal, massacres, broken treaties, and cultural suppression. Boarding schools separated children from families. Languages were banned, ceremonies outlawed. Communities were confined to reservations with little sustenance or support. Each act of theft left more than land behind. It left pain, memory, and survival strategies that passed quietly from one generation to the next. This intergenerational weight became both burden and armor. Elders carried stories that were never meant for outsiders. They remembered rivers that no longer ran, forests that no longer stood, and homes that no longer existed. They carried grief for ancestors lost and resilience for the lives that endured. Children learned survival through observation, subtle instruction, and whispered warnings. Even under oppression, culture persisted, often hidden, often forbidden, but never extinguished. Episode 49 shows how memory became resistance. Young Native people grew up navigating two worlds, the one imposed by the state, and the one inherited from ancestors. They learned to honor ceremonies secretly while attending schools designed to erase them. They balanced modern tools, social media, education, activism, with traditions hundreds of years old. Every act of remembrance, every language lesson, every story told became an assertion. We are still here. The psychological and emotional cost was immense. Communities faced substance abuse, poverty, and systemic neglect, symptoms of centuries of dispossession and forced adaptation. Trauma was visible, but also invisible, shaping decisions, identity, and leadership. Yet even in the struggle there was creativity, innovation, and resistance. Music, art, literature, and activism became outlets for survival and transformation. Episode 49 highlights a crucial truth. Survival is not merely living. It is carrying memory, resisting erasure, and creating space for the next generation to thrive. It is reclaiming the story while rebuilding what was stolen. Every community that preserves language, teaches history, or protects sacred land challenges the centuries-long narrative of disappearance. The burden of history did not stop the fight. It informed it. Native nations used memory as a tool of power. Cultural knowledge became legal leverage. Historical documentation strengthened court cases. Storytelling and activism became inseparable. Survival was no longer passive. It was strategic, deliberate, and unrelenting. Episode 49 ends with a message that echoes across generations. The fight for justice is not measured in a single moment.